We were so locked in with that, and people are going to look back. We didn't even say shit. We were just like,
yeah. You want to see our reactions? Just me sternly looking at the.
what is happening, Nerd Detectives? Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey and a Mystery. How is everybody doing out in podcast land? I hope you're doing great, wonderful, fantastic. You guys know. I just hope you're doing good. It's a crazy world out there. Lots of crazy things are happening, but there's something very exciting on the horizon that we need to talk about today. So if you've tuned in, if you clicked on the link as well, you guys know what's going on today. Today, we're talking all about. You guys have no idea how excited I am for Scream 7 to come out. I have been waiting for this. I am a fan of 5 and 6 in different ways, maybe than you guys are. Yeah, I always appreciate a good whodunit. I always appreciate a good Scooby-Doo for adult murder mystery. I love it. I love them, and I love that we're getting Kevin Williamson back as not only a writer, which is very recently released, but he's the director, and I'm so excited for it. And I'm so excited. Let's cut to a clip of I'm so excited.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
You guys know, I can't, I mean, I could, but I don't want to. I can't do this alone. So let's just say I can't do this alone. I am bringing on a guest, and he is a recent guest on Whiskey and a Mystery. He just did Scream 4 with me. We had an amazing episode. If you guys haven't seen the Scream 4 Whiskey and a Mystery, go watch that. Don't do that now, but watch it afterwards. This video won't be as long as that. And then if you enjoy him, you'll enjoy him even more. This guy is one of my friends, personal friend, great whiskey collector, great man of knowledge of whiskeys and horror movies. So why not bring him on? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you know him, you love him. It's Mike from Whiskey Morgue. Mike, what's happening, my dude?
What's up? Yeah, I do like the millennial peace sign. I don't know.
I do that at the end. I always do.
Yeah.
I used to do this when I lived in the hood. I used to chunk up the deuces, but we just keep it PG for the kids out there, right? That's what we're doing.
Blake, man,
it's so exciting. I'm so excited to have you on
again. Yeah, and with you mentioning literally just last night, like, yo, do you want to hang out and drink some whiskey and talk the Scream 7 trailer? I've been begging people to talk to Scream 7 trailer with me, and it just no takers, and don't know what the world is saying, what the internet is saying. So I'm going I'm raw dogging this.
Oh, okay.
Real hard. Yeah, I've watched it a couple times, and it's just me and my thoughts. So super pumped to have some sips and talk about it.
Talk about what everybody is talking about and has been talking about. I've seen a lot of the videos out there of people that have got a lot of ideas, and we'll get into it. What we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to watch the trailer. I'm not going to put the whole thing in here for y'all, but maybe you'll see some of our reactions as the trailer's going on. And then what I'll do at some point is I'll insert maybe my own reaction at the end. We'll call it at the end. That'll be a good little bonus for you, because I recorded a reaction the day it came out. Unfortunately, my time is so consumed at the time that I recorded it with only Murders in the Building. It was ending, and I did a whole bunch of stuff for the finale. I love that show. We have a lot of great content. If you guys, again, I'm a huge murder mystery fan. So go wait for the end. Just wait. Don't pause. I mean, don't go fast forwarding. Just wait. Just know you're waiting for something good. That's all I'm saying. So for right now, though, me and Mike are going to watch this trailer, and we're going to have us a fun time. And then we're going to talk about a few things, some of our thoughts, predictions, what we think about this particular murder mystery, how it's going to go. It's going to be a fun chat. So let's just get right into it. I'm just BSing with you here. I'm just farting around, as my grandma says. Let's get right to the trailer.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hurt her until you're here to see it.
Let's unmask this. He's dead.
Bust him in the
You need
head.
to make sure you shoot him in the head.
Always the head.
This is gonna be fun.
Brother man. Oh, jeez. That is, we were so locked in with that. And people are going to look back. We didn't even say shit. We were just like,
Yeah, you want to see our reactions? Just me sternly looking at the at the screen.
locked in like a fucking nerd, like that we are.
But you know what? So much, like I've watched this several times now, as you have, and
Mhm.
still there's so much popping out at me, and I'm glad we're doing this because even in this moment, I'm like, I was so fixated because I'm like, oh wait, did I catch that the first
Mhm.
time? And there's
Mhm.
this detail, and that's why we're here, baby. We're going to talk about it. And
But before we talk
Unpack it
about it,
all.
though, Mike, yeah, we are going to unpack it, but we're going to talk about it. But as you know, we're both some whiskey enthusiasts. You know, again, people can look behind me and they see the screen, mask, but they see the whiskeys behind it. We're both, I think, whiskey aficionados. We are whiskey enthusiasts. Mike, before we get into this conversation, what is the whiskey that you've chosen to drink as we talk about all this?
so I'm going with New Riff's Balboa Rye.
Mm.
And I originally just wanted to drink rye. Colder, cooler weather where I am, it's definitely showing that in terms of seasonal change. And rye is just cooler weather, winter pour for me. And Scream has always been that. So as I do with pairings, I was like, well, where's my brain going? And I was like, well, I wanted to drink rye anyway. But it's evocative of winter, and
Mhm.
Scream, as we know, has typically been a winter release in those colder months. And take it one step further, I was like, well, New Riff, what's my angle? And New Riff's slogan is it's a new riff on old traditions.
Okay.
And here we are, Scream 7,
A new riff
going
on
right
all-
back to the beginning. Yeah, we're going back to those old traditions, and we're going to talk about, as we saw with this trailer, what is the new riff on old traditions. So
I
here we
like
are.
that.
How about yourself, Blake? What are you drinking?
I took a page out of your book. We talked a little bit we talked a bit before this episode. But I took a rye page right out of your book, and I've got Black End, the what is it called? The
Yeah.
Rye the Lightning. This is 2024 edition. It's a double cask finish in Moderna and rum casks. And boy, does it show, because it's not your typical rye. It's a new take on rye, which is, I think this could be a new take on Scream in some ways. In some way, every time you make the sequel, you're trying to do a new take on the original. But yeah, you said rye, and I was just like, yeah. I mean, literally all these movies came out either December or February, besides 4, which came out, I think,
Yeah.
in April of 2011. I remember watching it in springtime. But the first 2 come out in December. The third one came out in February. 4 comes out in April. 5 comes out in January, and then 6 came out in February. And the 7th one is coming out in February. So overall, you are absolutely right. This is a winter movie. We've got some winter whiskeys. Let's cheers real quick, my friends.
Cheers.
Here. Bing. Oh, that's just good. That's just good.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, Mike. You've been holding back with your friends. You've been holding back with the internet. You've been holding back with everybody. This is the time to unleash it. What do you think? What do you think about the Scream 7 trailer? Give me some thoughts, man.
All right. So to kick us off, I will say with, I guess it was a year ago that all of the drama unfolded. We'll just keep it to that in terms of people pulling out of the
Casting.
project.
Yes.
Yeah. Casting. And then was it Christopher Landon steps away
Mhm.
as director. And it made me feel really apprehensive of where this was going, because I felt like in terms of taking Scream in a new direction, there was some momentum behind it. We had a new cast. We had our new final girl, and I think I was buying in and I was excited for the future of Scream because I feel like we could keep this going forever. So then there's this hard pivot where they're like, oh, we're going back to Neve Campbell and we're bringing her back and Sidney Prescott is back. And I still was apprehensive. I still was like, is it going to be patchwork? Is it going to be just like trying to save it and throw it together? Because now we had a movie that existed and now we're going to throw together another movie. But let me tell you, I watched this trailer. You got me. I'm back in. You reeled me right back in.
Hey, let's cut to a clip of Al Pacino. Let's cut to a clip of Al Pacino from The Godfather 3. They pull him back in. Let's cut to that clip.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
It's literally that, right?
I was trying to stand firm, and this just, it brings me back to those initial feelings. And we can get into all the subtle details, but the one thing that stands out to me is Ghostface is violent. He's brutal. He moves with authority. And that was one thing that was really important to me. We can get into like the nuanced stuff, but I'm like, this motherfucker, he's
standing on business. Yeah. He's ready.
Even
to do
in the line, he's like, I'm not hiding. No, he's
Right.
like, not this time.
And then comes down. I mean, it's probably not the same part, but like comes with the way he comes down from the attic. That dude has trained.
That was almost Michael Myers H2O.
Yeah. When he just comes down with one arm, let's go to that clip, right? We're just inserting it right there. We're just coming down with one arm. How strong are you, Michael? Like, you just go to the Olympics, like represent Team USA, get a gold medal, come back, kill Laurie Strode. Like, it just seems, do your civic duty and then go kill somebody if you want to. I'm not telling you. I'm also not condoning it. I'm just saying before you do that, like, just put them talents to good use, like do something. But speaking of talents though, and yes, I agree with you. Like this killer, he's out to just change the game by burning. I mean, essentially I think he's burning down Stu's house is what we can kind of put one and two together. Yeah. But also too, who's got some talent and still talented and she's still doing the damn thing is Sidney Prescott, not just in general, but she's already kicked a killer in the face. It was in the movie that we broke down. Remember, she kicks a killer in the face. She's got the high kick. Like, hey, stop fucking with her. She's going to kick you in the face. Just real quick. Yeah, right to the face. And these killers don't learn. Like, Sydney's bad bitch. Like, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
But I do think, to your point, man, this killer's got, when the movie that we broke down, Scream 4, there was starting to be this trend of like the killer just sort of gets meaner, right? Like that was the first one. He stabbed somebody through the hand. That attack with Olivia was brutal. I'm speaking my French. Brutal. Yes. I think that's how you say it. Scream 5, it got worse. Right with the opening kill of not the opening, the opening attack of Tara. You didn't even kill her, but like the stabbing and the breaking the leg and just like, you're like, geez, this opening like this. And then Scream 6 goes even more over the top with like some brutal kills. You're just like, geez, like this is.
Or even him walking the grocery, the convenience store.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude. Like that's using a gun. And I know that sort of tripped people up. They're like, my Ghostface doesn't use a gun. And I'm like, my Ghostface uses whatever he wants to kill people. And
he might throw you through glass like Gale, or he might pull out a gun on you. But like, I just feel like he's going to do whatever it takes. He's going to kill you. He's on a mission.
Yeah. So this new killer though seems very angry. It should probably have gone to therapy. It just seems very angry. I want to start from a place of, there are a lot of theories going online. Me as somebody, and I want to say this, me as somebody that breaks down murder mysteries. I look for the clues. I watch murder mysteries as murder mysteries. I can kind of get a good pinpoint on characters, on storyline, on clues, on where it's going, on the whodunit aspect, which is not, I think, a common thing when it comes to YouTube reviewers. These YouTube reviewers don't know murder mysteries. They don't know who done it. It's like there's nobody out there breaking it down. Like I'm doing it. That's all I do. Literally, that's all I do. I just break down murder mysteries and whodunits. And I think that is a huge aspect that a lot of these reviewers are missing. And I think you have something also great to say as somebody that's writing a book that has the whodunit aspect, as somebody who's a fan of so many horror movies. There's a lot of them in the more recent, maybe 25 years, that do have a whodunit aspect. So I'm going to tell you this. Set the tone for people out there. Like, that's what you're working with. You're working with somebody who breaks down whodunits. You're working with a guy who watches Whiskey Morgue. What more do you need in the name? Like, he watches a lot of horror movies. He's writing a whodunit book. What are we talking about? And so I say all that with those credentials because a lot of the internet is going on about how the killer, this goes back to Stu, could be possibly Stu's sister. That seems to be a lot of consensus that the bigger YouTubers are saying, and even a few of the in-betweeners, everybody's tying it back to Stu. I'm going to say, as somebody that is, again, huge whodunit fan, breaks these shit down, I don't want to see another family member in this bitch. I don't want to see another family member doing it. This would have been,
no,
they're going to repeat the family member thing like they just did in Scream 6. I really hope not. But as somebody who's sort of got a screenplay going for his own stuff, how do you feel about that concept? And do you agree with that concept that this ties back to Stu?
I hope it doesn't, just like you, where we know that was a big announcement that Matthew Lillard and Stu is returning. But, same thing with like Skeet. Like, I feel like there could be some kind of callback or involvement, but I really hope it's not so on the nose that it goes there. And like you said, even being a family member, I feel is too obvious in heading in that direction. And it, we were kind of joking about the new riff and but you want to put something fresh to this. And with Kevin Williamson back, who knows the franchise better than anyone else, I can't imagine him going back to that same blueprint and being like, it's just another angry family member who's like seeking revenge for their brother. But at the same time, what's tough is that we've talked about how menacing this Ghostface appears. He's like really out with a vengeance for Sydney. Then what is that flame behind them? Because I don't think this is someone having fun this time. It's also not just someone who's just like, I'm going to terrorize Sydney and her family. Like, he wants her. I love the idea of the daughter element, because now you brought someone into this world knowing who you are, the risks that you've posed for your daughter, but it has to be personal. But then who is it? This is where I spin it back to you, Blake, because you are resident expert.
Yeah, I don't think we've been introduced to one of the other, maybe we have seen one. This is definitely a 2-killer job. There's not going to be a 1. They're never going to do a Roman Bridger again. They're not going to do 3. This is a 2-killer operation. And I don't know if we've seen all the characters on screen for me to have a good read on, who is it. I will say though, normally if I get a good trailer, like I got a good trailer for Only Murders in the Building, I pinpointed one of the killers from the trailer. There is certain, I think, moments where you can look at this and say, oh, it's them. And I also too have kept myself in the dark when it comes to the casting of this movie, because I want to watch it and solve it. I'm guaranteed to see another 2 trailers of this for sure. And then maybe I can start to think about it could be them. I need to look out for them when the movie starts.
Yeah. They've been letting this one hang for a bit, I think, so on purpose. I think in the coming weeks we're going to see a few more come out.
I really do hope so. I hope we get another one here this month. I hope we get it maybe the last one. They did it. Hey, they did it in a few years ago for Super Bowl. They dropped the Scream 6 trailer during the Super Bowl. I hope we get a Scream 7 one. I hope the Spyglass is going to shell out a little bit of funny money so we can get a nice, decent trailer for the final trailer, So I don't know if we've met our killer. I don't think our killer is going to be family related. I do think I enjoy the internet going into the line that, you know, it's just like the town that we're from or whatever the hell the killer. Insert that clip right now.
Reminds me of where we grew up.
But like him basically insinuating like, hey, like I've grown up, like, doesn't this feel reminiscent of where we grew up, right? But I don't think that like that absolutely means this dude's from Westboro or Woodsboro. I don't think that absolutely means that. I think like this is a fanboy. Whoever this is a fan of like this entire stab, not just stab, but Sydney. Like they are obsessed with Sydney. And they have been waiting to make their move. Maybe once they figure out who she is, maybe she's got a new alias. I don't really know. Also too, what's the deal? What's the deal? My Jerry Seinfeld, what's the deal with she's got a teenager? She didn't ever have a teenager. What's the deal with teenagers? Because we see her in Scream 5, and she has what could potentially be a dual seat, you know, it's not carriage, it's not a little stroller. It could be a dual seat or it could just be a big one. But we know at least she has some sort of small kid. She says, oh, I'm taking the girls to school. So there's multiple, but like in no way, shape, or form were we ever in Scream 5 informed like, oh, you have a teenager, dude? Like, what? When did this happen? Let me know, because if we go back to Scream 4, you know, they're setting it in 2011 or 10 or whatever. And here we are in 2025, the year of our Lord 2025. Like that's 14 years, 15 years, depending on which year you set it in. So if your daughter's not 15, what year is this movie being set in? You know what I mean?
And
like,
I think this is where we see a bit of the plot gaps where like, so I think, you know, I give the nod because they're like, okay, we're going to bring Sydney back, but it can't just be, we're coming after Sydney. I feel like that's too obvious, too on the nose. If we're going to keep it fresh, then now it's her daughter. And the fact that like they're toying with Ghostface coming after her daughter and using that as bait to draw out Sydney. So I feel like they're going to bite the bullet on that and be like, yeah, like it doesn't line up like you're saying in terms of timeline in the past films, but in this timeline, we have a daughter and she is a teenager and we just didn't know about her. She was around, but
just hanging out.
Surprise!
Just hanging out doing
there was a Maury Povich test and she appeared and
he was the father. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Let's go to a clip of Maury right now.
When it comes to 6-month-old Corbin, Tyler, you are the father.
She is the father. This was Maury told us. It just throws me off, like retconning stuff like that. Like, don't do, brother. I don't like that. I don't like that. But to go back to my point of who is the killer, I don't know. I don't know yet, and I don't think all these accusations of it being, and maybe if it ends up being Stu's sister, and I'm just so naive and so stupid and just so like, oh my god. No, I don't think it is though. Like that would be, and also too, I'd be upset. I think I'd be upset if she was somehow involved, because it's just like she's mentioned in 5. That's it. Her, and a lot of people are saying that because her son died, right? Because Vince Mocker, you know, he just gets stabbed in the neck in Scream 5 and he dies. She would want revenge. Well, why would she go after Sydney? Sydney didn't do shit. Like she wasn't even there when that happened. So
yeah, there's no connection whatsoever. And it comes back to our one issue with Scream 4. We both adored Scream 4 in terms of what it was doing for the franchise and the story. But you can't have, again, this menacing Olympian Ghostface and be like, yo, Stu's sister's just hanging from the rafters and like dropping down like Sting and or Michael Myers and is going to take on everybody and throw them around. Like it's not believable. So, but again, but you also mentioned T's like the 2-person job. So then if we do go that avenue, then who's Stu's sister working with to carry out all of this?
If that is the case, sell it to me good. Like sell it to me good. I don't like it. I don't like that thought at all, because like it doesn't make any sense. I don't like that people are just like, and then what it is the internet is a whole bunch of Stu stands. Oh, Stu's still alive. Stu's still alive. Let it go, bro. He did. Like he did. Like I don't see a whole bunch of like Dewey stand like Dewey still alive or Randy still alive. Like, bro, these guys are dead. Let it go. Let it go, bro.
So
Like,
this is where I hope, and I'm glad that we align because we're boys like that. So of course we're gonna align. But there's a ton of fan service in this, and the hype has been that Stu is back and Dewey. Yeah, we thought he died. No, he's like no one's dead. Like I mean, they're dead, but they're gonna find a way to shoehorn them back in. We got the legacy trio there. We got Roman Bridger is making a cameo in some capacity. So I feel like there's a ton of fan service, which is like, okay, fine. You're trying to get people to buy in. And like you said, like Scream fans love that. But I would respect even more if it goes in a completely other direction, like where it is some psychopath, like you said, who could just be obsessed with Sydney, finally tracks her down. Like I personally would respect that a bit more. And when we talk about moving this franchise along, because it'll never end at 7, we're going to keep going, baby. So like I'm all for something new and fresh and introducing a new character who potentially might be the killer. I feel like it's lazy work to just keep going back to like, well, you know, it's this family member from part 1. Like it just
right.
We've
like,
been there.
What?
That.
It's Billy's brother. Did you not know Billy had a brother? Did you not know Roman had a kid?
Pissed.
Yeah, and he's upset. Like he's gonna stab you, you know? Like, let it go, bro. Stop making this all related to like these people. Like, just give me a psychopath that's a psychopath and that's just like crazy. Like, give me another Mickey Altieri. Like, give me another one of them. And I understand you kind of always have to have a handler, you know, with a Mickey. Mickey had to have Miss Loomis, but like, give me two crazy people that aren't Amber and Richie, who are just like, we're fans and we're nerds and we're gonna stab you and make our own movie. Like, I get it. I think that that's respectable because like some people didn't like Scream 4, Scream 3, and it did maybe shit on their, you know, childhood, and they're like, fuck that. But then you look back, I think we look back now at Scream 3 and Scream 4, you're like, they're good. Like they hold up. There's good, really good things to enjoy about it. So all that to say, give me 2 crazy people. Just give me 2 crazy people that don't seem crazy.
Yeah.
And then we'll find out what their motivation is. And it better, I mean, if Kevin Williamson's writing it, I was going to say it better be tough, but if Kevin Williamson's writing it, it's going to be tough. Like it's going to be good, you know?
Yeah.
Because I mean, think about it. Stu and Billy's motivation was super good, you know? Miss Loomis, Mickey, like each one of them had their own motivation. Very, very interesting, very different, very good. Scream 4, Jill, very great motivation. Charlie just sort of being like, oh my God, Jill, I love you. Let me stab all these people for you. Like with his little, I'm gonna bring it back again, with his little Charlie arms, ain't throwing nobody through no window. He ain't throwing nobody through no window with them arms. He's not doing that. Things he's not doing for $500, Alex. Yeah. But yeah, give me 2 crazy people like that are just crazy and that just were like, you just need to die, Sydney. You just need to, your kiddo needs to die. You need to die. Your husband needs to die. Everyone just needs to die. And I don't care. You know, like give me that. Like that almost, like Randy said, like motive is incidental, you know, it's the millennium. Like what would your motivation be?
It's the millennium. Motives are incidental.
It's the millennium. Like, who cares? Nobody cares. Give me that, but give me that in a movie. Like, just be crazy. And you're just like, I watched Stab one time and like thought that Sydney gal's been living a little too long. We need to figure out how to fix this right now. We need to figure out how to do this. And
we've been on the internet long enough that like you just go to comment section sometimes and you can see a fixation. So I love the idea of just like someone who might have a loose connection, but just being a crazy fan who's obsessed and wants to carry this out, and they might even find their own reason or connection, and then they'll like say why this is their motive. But I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like watching this, I guess the best way to put it is that watching this trailer, all the things that I noted, I actually almost didn't care for who the killer is. And that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yo, if you just say this is this random fucking guy named Bob who's just like fucking like, yeah, fuck you, Sydney, and I'm taking you out because I'm obsessed with the movie. Like you said, I'm there. Like it
Right.
doesn't have to be so steeped in the lore of Scream. And I feel like if Kevin Williamson is doing what I think he's doing, is there's a ton of fan service with all these callbacks to characters and having them in there, but with that to pave the way for something new.
Yeah.
So,
I appreciate the word fan service because we get the Dewey saying like everybody that comes around you dies. So obviously we know the killer has a voice changer that can do the things that part 3, the voice changer from part 3, essentially, right? Where you can still everybody's voice. Hey, you can still Sydney's mom voice, even though you ain't never met her, like you ain't, well, I mean, I guess Roman did meet her, but like you had a conversation, you recorded it on a tape, and then you just like transferred it to the, I don't know how that all works, but
I got that on the Yak Back.
The Yak Back, wow. Just as bad as the little thing that Kevin McAllister had, the little playback thing, the little tape recorder from Home Alone 2. Just put a picture right here. Like, I don't know what it's called. That whole thing, like he's basically got AI version of that. Like, and he's bringing back Dewey's voice and he's bringing back Stu's voice. That I'm okay with. He brings back Roman's voice. Like nobody said we got to see these fools. And if we are going to see them, why not do, and I think some people don't want to see this, but I would love if the killer's like smart enough to be like, I'm going to AI and make Roman
I was
send
just
this
thinking that
of Roman saying this or Dewey saying that or Stu saying this. Damn, that would fuck with me if I'm Sydney. Like that would fuck with me.
Because AI, like Scream's always been
at the forefront,
ahead of the curve. The forefront of technological change. So why wouldn't we can have these cameos? That makes complete sense now, where you have these cameos and it's AI, but for us it is the actors. It's Lillard being Stu, but sending messages or appearing in some capacity, some video. How much of that would fuck with someone? And that is the world we live in right now, right? With all the videos and so, man, I think we're onto something here with the use of AI.
I mean, what would be even more like we're talking about it. What if the killer sets all 3 of them up like in an AI, like he's like, he sends this video, but it's all 3 people. It's not 3 separate videos. They're like, it's as if, Dewey is in the same room with Roman, is in the same room with Stu in an AI sense. So like the like as if they're holding cameras, all standing in the same room and like taking a video of each other as if they're all in the same room. That's crazy. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I would kind of be cool with that. I'd be like, holy shit. If I'm Sydney and I see this, I know it's not real. For somebody that's seen potentially visions, in Scream 2 when she's on stage and there's no ghost face, but it could have been a ghost face and it could have been Mickey if it was going to be somebody, but maybe it wasn't. And then in Scream 3, she sees her mom, like what? Like that's crazy. That was very scary. That's like actually the scariest scene in all of Scream is when her mom is at the window. Like that still scares me. I try to fast forward past that scene because
that's like a Salem's Lot moment.
Yes. So creepy. It's so creepy. I don't like it.
Just me. Yeah.
But
to your point, right? Like I love tapping into that. Like if we're gonna, we're selling it that like Sydney moved out of town. We know our timelines are botched a bit, but she has a teenager and she's living in this new town. We see that she slams a bunker door and she has a setup with this very Laurie.
She has a panic room. She has a panic room. Yeah.
Panic room. Yes, exactly what I was looking for. So panic room. So she has moved on in her life knowing that this might happen again and she's prepared for it. So to me, the psychological torment of having that AI video or these people or characters reappearing is some great fuckery. Like that. And I'm like, even like, you see it panning out. Like I'm watching it on screen as a viewer and I'm like, oh shit, you're really messing with Sydney.
Yeah.
On a whole other level beyond the phone call, just beyond hey, I'm watching you or whatever it might be.
Yeah. If I'm the killer, what's the like best way I could use all of this like stuff against her. But then if he does, right, if he does, then this is one of our biggest clues that nobody's talking about. How does he know? Right? This is somebody that's a student of the game. I don't think that they are from Woodsboro. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, this person was, in junior high when you were in high school, Sydney. You don't remember him? This is character that we're going to shoehorn him in. Like, we're not going to do that. This is somebody who has studied Sydney, somebody who has studied Stab, somebody who's, if he's creeping in her attic, somebody who's very well aware. So I would even start to think about, like, if we see any characters that hang around the house a lot, know the house, are workers. Like if somebody comes in and they're like, oh, hey, that's just old Handyman Fred. And if Handyman Fred's in more than one scene in the first third, Handyman Fred is the guy that knows how to get to the attic. Like that's what I'm saying. We've got to pay attention to things like this.
Yeah. And you mentioned the attic, and one thing that I wanted to bring up was the Easter eggs and nods to past horror films in this trailer just makes me feel like, and maybe I'm thinking too much, but this is what I do.
Okay.
Like there's so many nods to even past Craven films. So like, okay, he's in the attic. You mentioned the attic.
Yeah.
This is Black Christmas. So they're in and around the house. He's already in the attic. The call comes from within the house. We're going back to the first slasher ever. People get upset, but even before Halloween, Black Christmas is the first one. And he's in the attic making the phone call. So I was like, that is not unintentional. Like they definitely set that up. Like the whole he's in the attic and she says, oh, you're hiding. He's like, not this time. And he's in the house. Right. We get a Michael Myers sit up. Okay. Like, so I know I joked about the drop down, but we get the whole, like, he's on the ground. We see him just kind of the Undertaker or Michael Myers. There's only two references I have is Michael Myers.
There's only two references you need in pop culture. It's the Undertaker and Michael Myers.
And then I was like, them running through the walls is people under the stairs. And that's when, I forget his name. I always call him Daddy, and that's all you need to call him. But when he's in his kinky gimp suit, and he's like shooting through the walls and they're running around. I'm like, this, I guess my hope is, I'm like, the writing so far looks genius in a sense, other than the Maury Povich moment. But like, it's like, I feel like there's a lot of nods to past Craven films. We have the fan service, but I'm like, all of that works better if you give me Fred's the groundkeeper who has just been like observing all of this and is enthralled with the story, because like, feed me all of that really cool stuff that we're giving a nod to everything that was, but to then usher in something new and exciting. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre is on the billboard, which is really sweet.
That's, I mean, a lot of classic just slasher nods right there, right? Like, oh, this is a lot of good Easter eggs is what people have broken down. And people have gone through like almost frame by frame and gone through and saying like, oh, there's a Stab poster in the house and there's this other Stab poster there. And I think that's really cool. I don't pay attention to that, but because I break down clues. I don't break down Easter eggs. I'm not an Easter egg guy. I break down the murder mystery itself. So that way we can find who.
So I need you, because I see the shiny object, and I'm like, oh shit, people under the stairs. Remember when Daddy was in his like latex suit shooting up the walls, and you're like, listen, let's get on track here and look at the.
I'm like, what a great shot, Mike. What a great shot, but we've got to pay attention to who could have done that.
Okay, but I'll give you one more. Okay.
Okay.
This is going to play into what you're potentially kind of building towards. So the Stab posters. I love the idea that Stu's house has become this museum, or they even said it's like a B&B.
It's Airbnb. Yeah. So, and actually in real life, the people who own it do rent it out as an Airbnb.
Yeah. The old, again, meta in meta. As everything's layered.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I love it. We just keep going deeper and deeper. Always one deeper. So the idea of like Stab, I think, builds in more into this plausibility that it is, again, just someone who is obsessed with the franchise. And what's his name? Who's at the Airbnb at the beginning?
John Turturro or John Turturro or whatever.
Yeah, like I just know his acting name. And I was thinking like we only see her struggling, but
I
like,
thought about him, like maybe
there.
he's the killer. Yeah, maybe he's the killer, and like he just off-screen death.
I'm literally just thinking this off the cuff because it just came to mind because I'm like, if we're going with someone who's like loosely connected but is a fan, like why are you visiting the Airbnb? Because you're obsessed. He's in the outline of the body and he's loving it. And obviously then it would be, from what they've shown us, it'd be him in cahoots with somebody else because it seems like she's looking at him and someone comes from the other side. But how easy would that be to like set yourself up in an Airbnb? We only see our girl dying and dropping down, and we've made some passive wrestling commentary, and I'm like, let me tell you something. Although that seems cool that Ghostface has the knife out and she's falling from the top,
not
you're
real.
taking a fucking bump. Like you're taking a bump hard. Like the knife might be going through her, but you're gonna feel that.
Opposite and equal reaction is happening to you. Like
Yes.
it's going to be dull and it might pierce you, or your arm is going to be like shattered. Like some part of it's going to be broken.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that's the case. And then they're like 6 months later, wherever Sydney lives now, and you're like, okay, he had some time to put a cast on. Ghostface is human after all. But no, at the same time, because he gets bottles thrown at him, he gets doors slammed on him, he gets front flipped and kicked, and the killers never seem to have bruises. So just wear a mask. And next time you ride your bike, ladies and gentlemen, just wear a Scream mask. And if you fall and tumble, no bruises.
Preventative care. Here we go. Just a
Absolutely.
mask.
Why pay for insurance when you've got a Scream mask and suit?
Ghostface Geico.
Oh my! Save 100% off your insurance by switching to Ghostface.
Were you wearing your Ghostface mask today? It could lower your insurance rates.
You'll never need it because you won't get hurt.
Yeah.
Why is this so funny? This is stupid. This is so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come back to Earth. Come back to Earth.
Yeah.
I think either like John, what's his name? I'm gonna look this up. Wait a minute. I'm gonna look this up because it's gonna bother me. John Tatro. That's his name. John Tatro.
Tatro. Okay. Yeah. So everyone's kind of caught up in that they're bringing back Stu and they're bringing back all these people, but we still have some of these characters coming back and returning from 6. So I feel like this is where, like, again, like they're trying to kind of divert our attention to the iconic characters of the franchise, our legacy characters. But I feel like that's even more genius if everything works out to plan with bringing something new and exciting into it. Is like make people feel like they were onto something. They got to see all these people show up. We have AI versions of these killers, but at the end of the day, we're getting something fresh and new.
Yeah, I do think AI has to be a part of it. And I know that people out there just don't like that concept, but it's like, it's so on the nose. It is so just like of the times. Like, again, to your point, like Scream has always been on like, yo, we're going to include some new shit. I mean, they were doing streaming before streaming was a thing in Scream 4. There's always these meta conversations about movies and, hey, you did this, and it gets even more like the temperature of that gets turned up even more in Scream 5 and Scream 6. There's always something really new that Scream does try and at least include and have. And I would love AI to be I would kind of love AI to be involved in this somehow, some way.
And I think like it's easy to like people naturally want to be like, fuck AI, like don't involve it in the film. But it is part of the zeitgeist and what we live in right now. And when I think about as someone who's trying to write myself right now, like what does that actually look like? And we've talked about how terrorizing that could be. I know that even if say a friend of mine passed away, and all of a sudden one day I get a video or an email and there's this video, and my friend who's passed away, like it gives me goosebumps talking about it. And they're like, "Hey, Mike," you immediately know like that person's dead,
Right.
but this is really fucking with me because
Yes.
like I have to sit through this, or whether you want to watch it or turn it off or not. But like, this is messed up. Like I'm watching a friend who's deceased speaking to me. It's creepy, and I feel like again, Scream would provide that kind of like social commentary that we see. Like, and I feel like I've seen news articles recently about people wanting to leave like their personalities in AI so that their family can like interact and engage. And I know this is all like very extreme future. I mean, it's not really extreme because it can happen.
Yeah, the future is now.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the future is now. But like, then why not have that as an aspect in Scream? I think that's perfectly, yes, on the nose, but rightfully so, because
I was gonna say, I think when we see in the movie when Sydney hears Dewey's voice, she will have a visceral reaction, and if she has a visceral reaction, that's perfect. Like that's what the story calls for. We want to believe these things have like emotion. We want to see Sydney have these visceral reactions to whatever it is, whether it's she's angry, she's upset, whether she's, of course I got a gun. I'm Sydney fucking Prescott. Like she's a little snarky. You're like, oh, but of course, Sydney, of course, because
yeah. Well, I use the gun. Will I kick you in the head? We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. I mean, even a visceral reaction is in Scream 5 when she's walking up the stairs and has a phone call, she's shooting through all the bedrooms, and then the killer's like, "You're forgetting one rule," and she's like, "I don't have fucking time for this," and hangs up, fucking shoots through the door again. She has these reactions, and we love it. We love her for it because she does. Why would this be any different if it's AI?
Yeah, and you want to push it further because she is a bit calloused, right? So we even saw in that scene in 5 where she's like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the rules," and he's trying to play the game, and but like, so like then how do you pry at someone who's so calloused and has been through all this? How do you try to make them even more vulnerable? And I feel like, so we know like these people got paying gigs. Like we know that Matthew Lillard is returning, and what's his name who plays Roman?
Steve Foley. Or Scott Foley.
So
Scott Foley, yeah.
Yeah, like so they have been paid. We know this, that they're gonna be, my guess, on screen at some point, right? So because I'm gonna make a wild guess that it's not just they're getting paid to use their voice for a bit on screen. So I feel like this is the perfect reason to have them involved, but without having to like write in weird shit. Like it's like I think we're on something. I'm just sitting here and I'm like relishing in that. Like I think it is this. And that doesn't say who the killer is or whatever, but I feel like it's going to be that angle where we see them pop up.
Yeah, there has to be. And I will say this: give me another trailer, and I'll figure out who one of the killers is, or both of the killers is. I need one more trailer. It's not in here because I don't have the whole cast. You see Sydney. I mean, you see the two people in the beginning. Obviously, they're going to die. I do think John Tatro, I believe that's his name. Now that I'm thinking about it and how they pronounce it, John Tatro. I think he gets killed off screen, and I think he gets killed like not cool, like not. We can't be showing this shit like right now. Like it's kind of it's gonna be bad. However he dies, so maybe they can't show it in the trailer. They don't want to, whatever. But so we get those two characters. We get Sid. We get her husband, who's a cop, played by Joe McHale. That everybody's already talked about this, which I didn't know. I'm like, how did y'all know? I didn't know this. But apparently Joe McHale is her husband, and his name is Mark. Oh my God, he's Scream 5. Remember, how's Mark? Oh, he's good. I think we'll keep him around. Everybody assumed this was Kincaid, and it was supposed to be originally, but McDreamy could not make it. Could not make it happen. So We would have loved to see her with Kincaid, wouldn't we? Everybody, that would have made sense. That would have made sense.
Yeah, that'd be
But
nice.
it would have been nice. We would have
A
loved
nice
that.
great Grey's Anatomy moment there.
Yeah. And then we have Sydney's daughter. We have her friends, two friends. Very, again, to go back to your horror, movie sort of moments when the three gals are walking on the sidewalk, very reminiscent of Halloween. With the three gals walking on the sidewalk, the killer stalking them. I wonder if they'll have a little moment like that. And then we have Gail and we have the twins. And so that's about all the characters that we've sort of seen. And I don't think that the killer's any one of them. So when you're asking me who's the killer, I don't know. If I had to guess, it's Joel McHale, at least, even though possibly we see him die on screen. And I went through Scream 5 and Scream 6 trailer just to see if there was anybody. I'm like, they would never do deaths. They would never show us deaths on trailers. They kind of do. They kind of do.
Yeah.
Like there's kind of some moments where you're like, oh shit, this person's in trouble. They could die. So maybe he does die.
Yeah.
But my first guess as a killer is going to be Joel McHale. Why?
That's all I can take from this inventory that you've just done. Yeah.
Yeah. Because why? I don't fucking know why. That's why. That makes great. Oh, I'm going to kill my daughter and I'm going to kill my wife. I've been setting this up since day one. It sounds kind of crazy, but let me hear you out, bro. Actually, let me hear the motivation. And who have you been working with? That's crazy. You set this up the whole time. That's crazy. You are crazy.
Yeah, you fucking fake the whole relationship. And I mean, I've seen some Dateline documentaries on, that before. So
isn't that true crime TV or true crime documentaries? Like the husbands killing the wives. Like I just watched one not too long ago on Netflix. The husband killed the wife, but then he reported her missing and they went looking for the kids.
Yeah.
Dude, he killed his kids and
who he seemed.
Right now. They never are in a small town.
Yeah.
One house, not a perfect family. It happens all the time. So why wouldn't we think this could happen? Literally, there are Netflix documentaries about this all the time. I think it was called The Perfect Family or something like that. You guys can watch it.
Yeah.
Probably not is it, but that might be it. But he literally, by the end, he admits to killing his two daughters that were I don't know, we'll call them 5 and 7. And then maybe 4, something like that. And then he killed his wife. But then he was the same guy who was I haven't seen them. I don't know where they went. I don't know what's going on. Going in search parties, going on the news. This is wild. There are psychopathic people out there that exist in real life.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they exist in movies? I don't understand.
And what better way to get in the house? To live in the house, baby.
He knows the house, but I don't think that's, or at least tell somebody. Okay, so if it is Joel McHale, for instance, if he is, if he's not dead, which he could be dead, but in the hypothetical, that's the best guess that I have. It's probably not. We'll go 40-60. We'll go 60% he's dead, but 40% if he is not dead and doesn't die, then he's the inside man that tells somebody, oh, we could plant you, we could put you in the attic, or I know how to get in there, whatever. All you need is an inside man. It's all you need.
Yeah. And
then the rest is cake. You can just set somebody up. Oh my God. And then because he's in the panic room, it looks like he's in the panic room. I don't know, so I don't know. We'll see how this goes, man. This is so much to unfold, but the internet is wackadoodle with Stu being, do you think we've obviously said that Stu's not alive?
No, I mean, people keep trying to stretch for a reason that he could be, just because the franchise has seems to bring back people who've been stabbed a million times over. But no, I don't think they're bringing him back as a character who's still living. I don't.
The way
and because he lived, but then for we're going from 1 to 7 that no one this wasn't talked about, this wasn't brought up, that Stu's still kicking and
right. He's alive or something. He's in hiding where they put him in witness protection. No, dude, this is not, it cannot be true. The way you said it though just reminded me of Mean Girls when she's like, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. Stop trying to make Stu. Let's cut to a clip real quick.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Stop trying to make Stu happen. It's not going to happen. That's the way I feel about Stu. But watch me be wrong, right? Watch me just be entirely wrong. And Kevin Williamson's entirely fan service, and it's Stu and his sister, and they're going after. Oh my God, no way! And everybody's in on it, and they're trying to just kill Sydney, and it's all just one big ploy. Oh my God! Like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to watch that Scream. Like, I don't want to watch that Scream.
Yeah. It kind of that was the scariest thing we've talked about all night. Is I was like, oh, that could be a lazy way to go about it, and it would work. And I'm like, I hope that's not what it is.
I hope Kevin Williamson, and I do know, I have so much faith in Kevin Williamson. He lands the plane on this one and does an entirely different way. Also, too, as a fan of somebody who was a fan of 5 and 6, 5 very reminiscent of 1, 6 very reminiscent of 2. I did a breakdown a long time ago. It was like one of my first videos I ever did. It's on, anybody wants to watch it. It's not on this channel. It's on a channel called 9 Nerd Yards. That's all together, all one word, 9 Nerd Yards. That was the first channel we started doing content on, but I did the similarities between Scream 2 and Scream 6. And it was okay. It was okay video, like kind of, it was an okay video, but the thoughts and the concepts all matched up. Like, there are just a lot of similarities. And I pointed out at the end, I was like, if this is the way they're going to go, what will be the similarities between Scream 7 and Scream 3 if Radio Silence is the directors again? They're not the directors. So we can drop the Hollywood angle. It's not going to be that thing. Yeah. It's an entirely new thing. And with Kevin Williamson not only at the helm, but writing it, but directing it the way that he intended it. You know, like, he's like, I'm writing it and I'm envisioning it this way, and be able to do it that way. I trust in his vision. I really, really do. Like, it's the closest that we're going to get to Wes Craven making another one of these.
Yeah. And that's how I feel. I feel like I have such faith in what we're going to get. And back to kind of what to echo, like what I mentioned earlier, is that if it's done in that way, I know a lot of people put a lot of stock in who the killer is, but I if it's a great movie, I don't care. Like, obviously you're going to have the unveiling and the motivation and whatever it might be, but I'm like, I just want to see a great Scream film. It doesn't have to answer questions or go back to the first one. And I know, like, this, like the mug I'm drinking out of today, is what sells, and so many people love Stu and love, these characters. But yeah, like, again, we can tip the hat to these things. I think, like you said, maybe it is like just an AI thing, cool, but like, I'm ready for something entirely fresh. Yeah,
and I've also too, just as we're both fans of whodunits, like, it was never going to be just Stu, like, because if Scream is a whodunit, like, it's not we know who did it, but we're waiting for the characters to figure out who did it. That's not the way these movies work. So unless Stu is like, wearing the CIA it's not Mission Impossible either. Like, this is there. A lot of these there's a little ungrounded in reality. They stretch the limits of what reality actually is. But at the end of the day, our killer is always flesh and blood. Our killer is always somebody we don't know. And we have to respect the rules of the whodunit and the murder mystery to really, I think, figure out why this killer is doing this at the end of the day, and who's doing it at the end of the day. And if you're not looking at it that way, you just don't know Scream. Be quite honest. If you just don't know Scream.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, we went on a rant. I said 30 minutes, and we
just a quick one.
I said maybe 20, 30 minute, maybe. Bro, what am I lying? I'm always lying, bro. That's not good. That's not good. We're going to fix this for the next. We'll do the next one. It'll only keep it 30 minutes. We'll keep it a Texas 30. That's what we're going to call an hour now. We're going to call it a Texas 30.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to set some kind of like hard buzzard where I know it's going to cut me off because I just get too excited. But to like bring it full circle, if there's like a last bit of commentary, for someone who wanted to check out when all this news came about a year ago, it excites me that I'm this invested in it, that like I have this much to say about a trailer talking to you, because I honestly thought I didn't give a shit earlier on. Like I was just
Right.
like, okay, like we had a movie, now we don't have a movie. Yeah, okay, bring Sydney back, like Nev Campbell, that's a safe bet. And then I watched the trailer and knew Kevin Williamson was involved.
Suckered you in, dude.
It's fucking suckered me right in. Yeah. So there's the full circle moment. So I'm on the edge of my seat, also waiting for the next trailer.
I need that next one. I need it this month. Maybe release it Thanksgiving week.
I feel like it's going to be more telling. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more telling in terms of like what you do in unpacking clues and whatnot. I feel like they're going to tease a bit more.
Yeah, I need some stuff that's just not fan service. I love the fan service as a fan, but give me some clues, damn it. Let me try to solve this shit.
Yeah.
So,
the true fan service is sprinkling in a bit of clues to have the Money Blake Weathers of the world to be able to start trying to piece it together.
And the thing is, there's only one of me, so you know. A lot of people pretend to be internet sleuths, but they're not. They're just Easter egg hunters. I go in for the clues. That's what it is. This has been another pleasure of me having you on again because of our nerdum and love for the Scream franchise, dude. I'm so excited. I thought we were gonna have to wait, a couple more weeks for another Whiskey and a Mystery movie, but little did I know. I was like, you know what?
Surprise.
Surprise indeed. What a great surprise. Mike, thank you so much, man, for coming back on and having another fun time with me. I'm going to ask this question. You may or may not have an answer before we get out of here, though.
Okay.
For the trailer for Scream going into this, I think you know where I'm going with this. Do you have an expert whiskey pick that people should maybe pour up just for the 2-3 minutes? They got it down in 2-3 minutes, but just watch the trailer over and over again until their whiskey's done. Do you have an expert whiskey pick for this trailer so far?
Can I double down on what I'm drinking here? Because
yeah, you can. It's your life. You can do what you want.
Yeah. Bon Jovi, it's my life. It's just
It's my life and it's now or never.
yeah, you know what? Like, listen, several years ago I had to do one of my first pairings ever with Rue Morgue magazine, and they asked me about Scream, and I said it was New Riff. And I think like it rings true today, and why 7 installments later I'm sitting here and drinking New Riff is because it's a new riff on old tradition. So in the ethos of what we hope comes of this franchise is like, we honor tradition, we acknowledge it, we respect it, but then we also work to innovate and usher in something new. And Balboa Rye was a dead grain that was dormant for decades.
Wow.
And New Riff got a farmer to bring it back to life. So if we're going to talk about Scream 7 and a lot of people coming back to life, I think Balboa Rye in particular is the New Riff expression that you need to go with.
Love it. Love it.
Thank
And
you for
I
putting
have
me on the
yet
spot there, Blake.
I have yet to have any New Riff, quite honestly, but there's so many good. There's single barrels, and they got the 7-year and the 8-year and the bottle and bond and this and the rye, and there's so many. That's going to be on my list for next year to start.
The quick note I'll have about it is that in about 2019, 2020, New Riff was the shit. And they were one of the first to do single barrels that like weren't pretentious, that like, a group could go in and pick a single barrel, like one of the first.
Wow, okay.
So and the ombre bottle, very appealing, very sexy, very modern. But then because they came out as trailblazers and did so much early on, I feel like now they're completely slept on. That like people aren't excited about New Riff picks per se, and all
Oh
this.
no,
And,
man! They go where I'm at. I'll let you know what Texas feels about.
Oh,
New
really?
Riff. They go like if they're out.
Oh, okay.
If they're out, like I can't find the thing that they dropped, maybe 2-3 months ago. Like even when I started collecting in April, they had a certain particular variation. I can't find the same one. We've got the new one, which is the whatever. I don't even know what variation they're on, but there's been like 2 or 3, and I'm like, the single barrel 8-year. They're like, oh no, they don't have that anymore. They got this new shit. And you're like, well, I thought y'all just had that. That was just here.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? So they're
they're in a unique position like Bardstown, where they're like newer craft, but they've been doing it long enough that now like Bardstown and them are having 8, 9, 10-year product, and they're almost kind of like seeping into the legacy distillers, where like they've been around for and have survived the ebbs and flows of the whiskey market. But yeah, I think like my consensus was that like I just feel like it wasn't talked about as much as I saw earlier on, and like even when I do post myself in pairings, like I know when I do New Riff, it's more for myself, because when I put a New Riff bottle out there, it just doesn't draw the attention in the crowd that it once did. But needless to say, their product is phenomenal. And dude, like I'm gonna send you. You know what? I'm just gonna send you. I just sent you a package. I'm gonna send you just like a New Riff package of just some fun stuff, including this Balboa Rye, because now it's the expert pick.
Wow. All right. We love it. First of all, thank you, Mike, for that. I'll look forward for your beard oils when they get here for legal purposes. And I appreciate you taking time to come on here, have a fun time with me, talk about something that we're just fanboys of. That's what it is. In all the right ways, that I think it's not just like, oh, we're just talking about, we're just movie reviewers and we're gonna have movie reviewers. No, we've got like actual insight thoughts here, and I think that's what makes us so unique. So, Mike, thank you again for coming on. In the meantime, though, you know how this goes, man. You take over my show, you let people know all the fun places where they can follow you.
I keep it real easy, man. So Instagram at Whiskey Morgue, YouTube also at Whiskey Morgue. If you want to hear the conversations I'm having with people in the industry, whether it be horror movies, whiskey, you search Whiskey Morgue podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and it'll pop up. And other than that, www.whiskeymorgue.com. I should mention my website, where I sell super fun merch, including this hat here, as well as a way to get to some of my podcasts and other muses and writing pieces that are starting to pop up there now. So
we love it. We love it. Everybody go follow.
Everything's just at Whiskey Morgue. Just Google at Whiskey.
Just Google Whiskey Morgue and then go follow everything it tells you to do. Say ChatGPT, tell me about Whiskey Morgue, and then just do whatever it tells you.
It does a pretty good job. I've done it recently. It does a really good job. Yeah.
I need to type in Money Blakeweather. I did that once, and it was just like, he's some like schmuck that like thinks he's a detective. He's not good. He's horrible, actually. That's
he's the world's okayest detective.
He's the world's okayest detective. I'm like, oh no, you've heard of him. All right, what a great guy. What a great guy. Terrific guy. Can you believe it? Kind of detect, doesn't really detect, but he's good. Everybody go follow Whiskey Morgue. In the meantime, while you're online, go ahead and feel free to follow me, Money Blakeweather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I'm on TikTok if you guys are there. But actually, if you just go to TikTok, just follow Nerds at Night. It's actually just Nerds at Night. And you can follow Nerds at Night on Instagram. You can follow Nerds at Night on X. Everywhere where the cool kids are hanging out, that's where we're hanging out, and we're having fun. And I hope you're liking, subscribing, and I want to hear your thoughts. I should have been saying this the whole video. I want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts about Scream 7? Do you think Stu's back? You already know our thoughts, and I'll argue with you in the comments, or I'll have fun with you. I reply to every single comment, so if you've gotten this far, I will reply to every single comment. I'd love to have a conversation with you about Scream. I'd love to hear from you about any sort of thoughts that you think about Kevin Williamson or anything having to do with Scream 7 or something from another movie that could tie into this. Give me your best conspiracy. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. I saw that on a bumper sticker, and I also probably heard that on a song. But y'all, it has been a blast. It's been a great time. We've had a fun time. We're going to go back to the Nerd Cave. I need to go back to go ahead and edit this to get it out to y'all. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in. Like I always say, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you're listening to this, I do appreciate you. I said that twice, but I meant it twice. And until the next episode, I will see ya. Peace.